While you were watching something else, there was a big free agent signing. And rare is the occasion when a club trades for a guy and then loves him so much they give him another 5 years. This from Mark Feinsand, Josh Naylor, and the Mariners, finalizing a 5-year contract deal pending a physical. Jeff Passan was on first. This is not a surprise if you just looked at the need, because Josh Naylor was so good with the Mariners. Look, he was good with everybody. He was good with the Diamondbacks. He was good with the Guardians. But look at the postseason numbers. And in addition to what you're seeing on the screen, he was 19 for 19 in stolen bases last year between his two employers. Really good in the postseason. Fit well.
Defense was nice.
I mean, this just makes nothing but sense, right? Yeah. No money out there yet. There's some people that are tweeting dollar figures, but it's all guesstimates, and we're not gonna go there because we don't have anything official yet.
You know, the first thing that came to mind for me too when Josh got traded there, he's Canadian, and having played in Seattle, how many people come down from Vancouver? Particularly, we see it a lot when they play the Blue Jays. When Toronto comes to Seattle. His touch to reach Canada is an important reach for the Mariners. That gives them another market that's only 2.5 hours away from Seattle. I think it's important. But on top of that, the baseball side of it, man, this is a great sign. I love it. The energy he brought to that team, the offense clearly was needed. The protection, I think he made everybody better on the roster. He clearly must have fit in. They liked him. And defensively, I think it's really, if you're talking about locking this guy up, he's 3 years younger than Pete Alonso. His numbers are comparable.
He's not going to hit as many home runs, but he does certainly hit for plenty of power and average.
And the left-handed bat to protect that guy who just gave him the title.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
that's a good point.
That's a big deal.
You know, if like the lay fan wasn't as familiar with Josh Naylor, they certainly became familiar after the postseason he had. We saw the numbers a moment ago: 340 batting average, hit 3 homers in the postseason, and in the World Series or in the LCS. He had at-bats where you always felt like he was going to move the rally along. Yeah. It was just, you can't quantify that. There's no number. That's a very vague thing to say, but he has that ability.
Well, I just wrote down here, now the Mariners have Julio locked up. You have Cal Raleigh locked up, Naylor, J.P. Crawford. You got 4 of your cornerstone players under deals.
Well,
and
as
then
far as
the rest of this in there, those are the contracts, the largest in the Mariner history.
Yeah, his is going to be commensurate. We're hearing dollar figures around where, you know, Louis Castillo and Raleigh is. Yeah, nobody's going to go to that Cano level in this franchise history yet. That was a big one. But let's take a look at a projected lineup and how Josh Naylor fits in right in the middle, of course. He is the run producer in a lineup with other great run producers, notably Raleigh and Rodriguez. One omission from this list is Eugenio Suarez, who is still out there, the other big bat that the Mariners acquired at the deadline in 2025. Does this impact?
Got some work to do still.
What do you think, though, specifically on Gino? Does he come back there, or is somebody else knocking on his door?
He's going to have a few people knocking on his door, because he brings the power, and there's some clubs that are going to need that. I don't know if it fit this time around with Seattle. I know community-wise, personality, all that. He didn't produce. He didn't swing real well the last bit of the run that the Mariners were hoping for after the trade deadline. So I think that might impact him. And so we'll see what they decide to do at third base moving forward. And he could come back, but he's gonna command some money that I don't think they want to shell out.
Not to mention, if you're spending money like this on a few guys, which they have, at some point you have to look for value. And they've got Colt Emerson, who's a top 10 prospect in the game, perhaps ready to fill those shoes at third base. Yeah. Here's the next question for you. And it always seems to go back to Pete Alonso. You mentioned him already. What does this do to his market? Does this do anything for his free agency? And regarding the first base position in general, he was the 1A to begin with. Right? I mean, he and Naylor were probably the 2 most attractive names on the first base free agency list. What next for Alonso? Does this do anything for him?
I don't think it affects him at all. He's already above that number. He's not taking a step down. Let's just say he got a qualifying, redid his contract. He's still making more money. We're making a big deal out of 2-year difference or 3-year difference. What Pete has been able to do in the New York market on a team, and he's got a resume that's legit. So I don't think this affects his money moving forward. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure whoever's negotiating against him will say, hey, look at the Naylor deal. He's 2 or 3 years younger than you. Here's all he got. I'm sure they will try to use that, but I don't think that has any bearing at all.